I had my battery and a couple other things come in, but I'm still waiting on one or two parts. But in preparation for trying to get this bike ready to start it, I need a new battery. And the battery on the left is an 18 amp hour battery. Believe it or not, that came out of my GL1800. The one on the right is a 24 amp hour battery, and this goes in the 1200 GL1200 Goldwing. I don't know why we have to have a bigger battery, but that's what goes in it. So we're going to go ahead and put that in it to get started. So I'm going to try to see if this will fit. I didn't even try it yet, but I'm pretty sure it will because it's the same as that other battery that was in it. Oh yeah. Looks like it's got a little bit of a gap here. I may have to put a little bit of rubber or something in there to stop it from moving though. So let me take the bolts off of it. This isn't going to be a final thing anyway because I have to take this whole battery box out whenever I go to change the, or take the fuel tank out of it to clean it. So this is just going to be for trying to get it started, trying to get the bike to start. And I did clean the terminals off. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this up. I went ahead and cleaned the terminals. I ran my wire wheel on it on my drill. Gotta be careful not to short it against this metal here. And I'm going to have to use a washer on it because this thing here was kind of boogered up. Hopefully this came fully charged. I haven't even checked it. Maybe I ought to do that. Okay. Yeah, it's got a little wiggle room in there, so I'm going to have to put a piece of rubber in between here. So I'll get my meter out and we'll check it out. Put it on DC. You guys probably can't see that. This has got a magnet on it. I kind of like that. Try to get it to where you can see it. Okay, so negative to negative, positive to positive. 12.74. That's a healthy battery. It's fully charged. Now I'm just going to turn this over and see how this cranks. Okay, I have the engine kill switch turned off. Let me crank it over. Yeah, it seems like it's cranking pretty good. Let me check the amp draw. This might just be the sound of this starter different than my other Goldwings. I don't really know, but we're going to check it out and see what kind of amps that it does draw. Okay, I'm going to turn it on. And then we're going to crank it again. We'll see. Looks at the most it's drawing 7 amps. I think that's acceptable. But I don't know if that starter is supposed to sound like that. I think it probably is, but I really don't know. Next thing I'm going to address is this fuel pump. This fuel pump is not working. So I'm going to remove this dust shield. And inside of here is a screw that holds this cap on. JIS screw. Okay. I want to check this out. Okay, right in here is a set of contacts. And I'm going to use a point file that I had from way back in the day. I'm just going to try to file that down a little bit, clean it up. Might have a little bit of rust or something on them contacts. Okay, so let's close this back up and just see if that helped any. Here's that little screw. Got to try to get that in there with that ground wire. There's a ground wire that goes in here with it. Okay, I think that's all good. Next thing I'm going to do is take this pump off, I think, and we'll just have a look at both of these ports to see if it's all cleaned out, because it's had some junk run through this. I know it has. Might just have to clean out the ports of the pump. And there's these rubber isolator washers underneath of it. All right, I got to unplug it. Boy, that smells horrible. I'm going to dump this in here and we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's all rusty. It's got a bunch of particles of junk in there too. So I'm just going to take some spray cleaner. Try to clean these out a little bit. Because it might get, you know, this might have a little bit of gumminess in it from the ethanol gas. Well, I think that's good enough. I'll go ahead and reattach this. Before I do, I'm going to be feeding gas into this, so I'm going to go ahead and hook up my hose to my auxiliary tank. Be a little bit easier to do out here. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this hose off for the carburetor for a little bit until I see if I get any fuel come out of that. Got a little bit of nice fresh gasoline in there. We'll raise this up. I'll open that up and let that flow. And then I'll turn the key on and crank it and see if we'll get any gas out of it. Well, we're not going to get any gas out of it unless I hook the wire up. So hook the wire up in here. Okay. Now, everything's hooked up. Let me turn the key on and I'll see if I can pump some fuel through it. Oh yeah. I'll get you down there close where you can see it. It doesn't look like it's a lot, but it is pumping it. Well, we got a little bit of gas coming through the pump there, so let's open this up. Look at this air cleaner. I haven't even opened this up yet. I have no idea what it looks like. I'll try to start it here in a second without the air filter in it. Looks like this has got to come off maybe. Move that out of the way. Alright, there's the filter. Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. Okay. Alright, I got a little bit of starting fluid. I'm going to give it a little bit of help to get that gas flowing. So let's hope for the best. This is going to be for the very first start on the 1987 Honda GL1200 Goldwing. At least my first start. So I'll turn the key on. Give it a little bit of juice. Woo! It's going to take a little bit to get some fuel in them carb bowls probably. Now see, I don't have the choke because the choke lever is not working. If I did, it would probably make a big difference, but the bike's cold and it's cold out here. Tell you what, let me turn the ignition or turn the stop switch on. Let me just crank it and try to fill the bowls up. All right, let's see if that helps. All right, I'm going to try this again. Well, let's try old school on this and give it a little bit of gas. Well, it smoked a little bit when it first started. I think it was starting to clear out, but I'm not getting enough fuel supply, I don't think. These carburetors, I'm sure, need to come off of here and they need to be cleaned. I have a carburetor kit coming, so I was hoping to get this thing to run. I was hoping it would run a little bit, and it does if you're feeding gas straight into it. But going through the carburetors, it doesn't seem like I'm getting anything. So I guess I'm just going to have to pull the carburetors and go from there. So all right, so I'm gonna call it good for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.